this question is about child support. I don't necessarily know how that entails with a criminal record, but I did get asked if I owe child support or I have I'm not caught up on my child support. Does that affect me applying for any of these processes? And I just wasn't sure what that has to do with criminal record.
So for this case specifically, we don't know yet, but yes, it can affect you. For example, the N-400 when it comes to applying for citizenship, if you are behind on child support or not paying that does affect you. I'm not saying it would it will cause a denial in your N-100, for example, but that is something that they take a look at and can be heavily weighted or so.
Do I remember that if you're a U.S. passport owner, like you're a U.S. citizen, you have a passport, they can suspend your passport for not paying child support. So child support's a big deal. You got to pay child support, and it can result in criminal charges, and then it can definitely affect all of these petitions. So yeah, child support's a big one. You got to be really careful.
Okay, that's good because like I said, I was like, I didn't even know that there was some sort of connection there, but I guess essentially you're proving that you're a decent person as well. So that probably gets in the way of that. Last question is, what if your spouse isn't a citizen, but they're a permanent resident, so they have a green card and they're in the process of getting their citizenship? If that is a qualification, the way I responded was like, you have to be a U.S. citizen.
So a resident can apply, but the residency application isn't immediately available. So you apply and then you wait for years.
Oh, okay.
And during that time, the U.S. citizen spouse becomes a citizen. Then you can basically just convert it into an immediately available residency application.
Okay, see.
So then you get the protection of having a pending application. You can get a provisional work permit. So there are benefits to doing the application before the person becomes a citizen. But yeah, you can apply before they become a citizen. And then if they become a citizen before you get granted, you can just convert.
Super valuable information.
Who knows more than I do? So.
That's right.
Okay. And then I wanted you guys to kind of talk about what you're offering. I know we were talking about the Facebook Live.
So we're working on this thing where we're going to try to do a weekly-ish Facebook Live answering questions that are coming up. So people can follow us, they can submit questions, and then we can try to structure a Facebook Live around, if there's a lot of questions about work permits, we can talk about that. We want them to be as informative as possible. It seems like some firms try to do those kinds of events and say, well, you just need to hire us. We really want to empower people. And if we need to be helpful in certain cases, we're happy to, but we also just get a lot of joy out of helping people help themselves. So we want to kind of create a community of people who can get support in just bettering their status and giving themselves better opportunities. We are offering free consultations. In a lot of cases, we have a limited number of them, so we can't always offer them, but until they fill up, we're happy to do a certain number of free consultations every week, and they're just super fun. I enjoy those and answering some questions and helping people out.
And they're always keeping us on our toes. We're always learning. Immigration, you never stop learning. And so when people come to us with their cases and their questions, it's just if we don't know that, we're going to get right on that. But no, yes, we're more than happy to have consultations with people. And also we do have a live webinar on Facebook right now in a bit, in about 30 minutes at 3 p.m. And we are covering the topic of U visas. So that would be very helpful for anyone who's interested. A lot of people qualify and they don't know that.
Oh, that's amazing. Everything you guys just said is amazing. I got chills. I'm so excited because you don't get that often. At least, a lot of people's experiences is kind of like what you mentioned. They just want you to hire them. But it feels like you guys are genuinely in this to help people. And like you said, empower them. And that's amazing. I'm going to urge everyone to go follow you guys as soon as possible. And of course, go onto your live so they can get help and any assistance. And I'm so grateful for you guys reaching out and doing this. I do want to ask if there's any information that, we didn't go over that you think might be valuable that you want to add.
My only thing, I have two things that I'd like to end on is always consult with an attorney if you're not sure. And the second one is now is the time to submit a case if you believe you qualify. With the new presidency coming in, we just don't know what could change in the next few years. So as long as everything's available now is the time.
Perfect.
The only thing I would add is that if you really got to make sure that you know your rights, especially when it comes to criminal. So if you're being questioned by the police, like, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to be a citizen to exercise that right. You have the right to an attorney. You don't have to be a citizen to exercise that right. So a lot of criminal history can really impact your immigration options. So let's make sure we know what our rights are, that we're exercising them in a respectful way. And then that's just going to make it so much easier to resolve our immigration issues. Well, thanks so much for having us. It's been, your questions are very high quality. Like, you clearly.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting this. You did so great. We felt very comfortable, and we're very happy that we're all on the same page. And hopefully this helps out anyone interested in any kind of process.
And if you want us to come back for a different issue, we'd love to.
More than happy to.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Nice to meet you guys.
Much. Take care.